Welcome back to another version of In the Trenches with Doug Skene, Michigan's former All Big Ten offensive lineman. This is the big one, Skene. Michigan, Ohio State, great game, and it started early. Michigan's dominance up front. Let's go to 10:53 of the first quarter. This is a big-time Hassan Haskins run, and watch the blocking, especially on the left side of the line here.
So, Ballas, it's a normal front here, right? You got a four down lineman, three linebackers. This ball is going to be breaking either in the left A gap or B gap. And so you got a combination block with your center and left guard, down lineman, number 92, to front side linebacker, number 14. And then over here on the backside, you've got a combo block, right guard and right tackle, down lineman to middle linebacker. The interesting thing about this, the way this play goes, is Stuber here on the near side of this offense. When you're watching it from the TV copy here, Stuber's got to get his face down here and cut this guy off when Zinter goes to get this middle linebacker. Zinter comes up and gets a nice square shot on this middle linebacker and gets an effective block. Stuber actually gets beat across his face. That's a tough block for Stuber. He's got to get his face down in there and across in front of him to keep him from coming across his face. Thank goodness Haskins is twice his size and strength and runs strong, and that arm tackle is no use for Ohio State here. He runs right through it. But the really good block here is actually when Zinter gets up to this linebacker, occupies him, the front side linebacker from Ohio State, he must think that Haskins is going to break this in the B gap, because he comes up and Keegan gets into him, and now he's taking himself out of the play. And Hayes over there has got his guy turned to the sideline, and before you know it, Haskins is in the secondary. What I love about this, watch late before the whistle blows, Keegan's down there trying to take some Buckeyes' head off. He's down there diving over the pile, looking to impose his will, and this is how you start a football game against Ohio State.
Okay, Skene, play number 2 at 10:19. This is the touchdown. This is a formation we've seen all year. This is when you really knew the downfield blocking might be successful this game. You watch Eric All here, number 83, and watch how Caden McNamara sells. It's almost like a little Statue of Liberty play on the reverse.
Well, so the familiar look here, Ballas, if you're Ohio State's defense, you're thinking, oh, it's another swing pass to Donovan Edwards, who's working to the offensive left out of the backfield. Edwards is really good at that. We need to keep an eye on that coming into this game if you're the Ohio State defense. That's what this looks like. And so the ball is snapped, and here we go. The offensive linemen are blocking familiar. We're inviting the Ohio State defense to go to the sideline and seal them off. And yet the ball is in McNamara's left hand, and he's simulating. And look at Edwards out there. He's got his hands up. He's looking for the swing pass. McNamara is accentuating that fake. His hand is high in the air, and that locks in the linebackers and the safeties of Ohio State looking for the pass that didn't come. And instead, it's a little reverse left handoff here. And here goes Henning around the edge. And you got to look at one of the best helmet stickers blocks of the year, with Eric All out here in space, getting his head where it belongs, on the player's chest, getting the hands in there and running his feet into the sideline, into the audio guy, into the cheerleaders, into the brick wall, and it's touchdown Michigan. Excellent.
Okay, play 3 is the only negative of the game. We're keeping this one positive, Skene, because there was so much positive. But 15 minutes of the second, and everybody's looking at this and saying, man, Andrew Vistardis blew this one. But you're telling me it's not his fault here on this pressure that forces Cade McNamara to throw the ball away.
All right, so first play of the second quarter, you got to go to the Skycam replay to see this thing perfectly. Pre-snap, if you're the right guard here, Zinter, you know you got a linebacker standing in my inside eye. And I know that my center, Vistardis, is working away. Protection is set left. So center, left guard, left tackle all have 3 defenders that they are accounting for. So Vistardis is going to move to his left when he snaps the ball. If you're the right guard here, you look to your right. There's nothing there. There's a defender standing up outside of Stuber. The rule in pass protection, Ballas, you never get beat to the inside. So Zinter, when this ball is snapped, he's got to protect this A gap. He's got to protect Vistardis' inside hip. And the first move that Zinter makes when the ball is snapped is he takes his right foot and jams it forward 1 step. It's a bad pass set. That little false step allows this linebacker to get into Vistardis's right hip. You've got to flatten off the first guy. This linebacker is aiming for Vistardis's hip, and then the defensive tackle who was left at Vistardis is going to loop around. But this is not on Vistardis as much as it is Zinter for not flattening off this linebacker. And that's what allows the leakage and the need for McNamara to get rid of the football here, because we don't flatten off the first twisting guy. In this case, it's a linebacker. So this, again, this is one of the one leaky thing that Michigan's been dealing with throughout the course of the season is their ability to take care of these situations. And it all starts pre-snap. You got to look around and see what your possibilities and where your threats are. And the threat here was not addressed, and that's what caused the problem.
Okay, play 4 is the big Blake Corum run here, and this is that stretch zone left here scheme that Andrew Vistardis, this is where he's earned his money this year, man. This kid has done an outstanding job with these, and a great cutback here by Corum, who's to the house if he's 100% healthy, but every guy on this play does his job. This one really has worked a lot this year.
It's going all the way back to Washington. So we're 12:38 of the third quarter here. It's a critical point in the game. It's 14-13. What's going to happen? And here we go, wide zone left. Left tackle Hayes, you got to seal your guy toward the sideline. He does that just fine. Left guard, you got to get up to this near side linebacker, number 30, who's actually playing the Mike linebacker. He gets up clean and actually gets a knockdown on him, gets him on the ground. The key block on this, going all the way back to the Washington game, Ballas, Vistardis is really good at this when he goes to his left. He rips his right shoulder through, and then when he gets his body in front of that defender, he turns into a basketball player blocking out for a rebound, and it allows the crease. And that is what creates the room here for Corum to get through the line of scrimmage. Stuber's got a backside cutoff, and then the other key block here is Zinter is up here waiting on this backside linebacker, number 22. All he needs is a second there to get in his way, and Corum is off to the races. That's the wide zone play that Corum took front side and then found room backside because we got to the linebackers, and that's a huge gain. That is a demoralizing kind of run in the third quarter of a football game here against Ohio State, because in previous Ohio State games, the third quarter is where they've really imposed their will on us, and now here we are doing it to them, and it is cash money awesome.
Okay, play 5 at 11:57, Skene. And this is a short side run, and I want you to watch the tight end blocking downfield, but I want you to tell us what happens before then to set this thing up.
Well, what's interesting here, Ballas, is if you look at the pre-snap, the defensive end here, the near side of the screen, number 11 from Ohio State, is actually going to go unblocked. What we've seen all year long from Michigan is pulling the backside guard, right? Blocking down the front side. So right tackle, right guard are going to combo block down lineman to the middle linebacker. Vistardis is going to take care of this guy over his left shoulder, and we're going to pull Keegan. Normally, Keegan would go to either log block or kick block, number 11, the defensive end here. Keegan makes a decision. He dips his shoulder and gives like an Olay fake, and he keeps going around the edge. And now we have Eric All coming off of the outside shoulder of Keegan, and now you got two lead blockers. As you can see at this point, Zinter's got his dude on the ground. Stuber's up to the near side linebacker. So the whole interior of offense of the Ohio State defense is sealed off. And you got Keegan and All leading with Haskins. And at the bottom of the screen, you have a total mismatch here. If you go back to the pre-snap here again, Schoonmaker is standing up at the bottom of the offense here, and he's lined up against Ohio State's corner. Are you kidding me? You think Ohio State's corner wants any part of a 6'6", 250-pound tight end blocking him? So Schoonmaker's got his way with this dude, and he does an outstanding job. That's a helmet sticker because it's a touchdown. And then Eric All comes around. He's the plumber. You know what plumbers do, Ballas? They just fix stuff. So he comes around here and leads this thing up in here to smash this thing in the end zone. And Keegan comes around. This is just power football. Ohio State has no answer when you got Schoonmaker and Eric All and Keegan leading Hassan Haskins into the corner here. That's a lot of meat and power there, Ballas. No one's stopping that. And it's a well-designed play to get the mismatch with little number 29 trying to deal with Schoonmaker. I don't think that kid wanted any part of this thing. And in the end zone, we go.
All right, play 6, 9:19 of the fourth quarter. This is a touchdown where Michigan's had some issues down here, Skene, with the short yardage, with the offensive line getting underneath guys. Not today. As you mentioned, Doug Karsh always says, sometimes you just look at the line and see, are the guys in blue pushing guys back? Every guy here, Skene, ends up in the end zone.
Yeah, so the goal, if you're offensive line, and I've been saying it since you and I have been doing this, Ballas, inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5-yard line, the game changes. It gets much lower to the ground. And so you watch our left tackle, your job is to get this dude turned toward the sideline. Left guard and center, you got to take this defensive tackle in the near A gap, and you got to get him into the heels and ankles of their linebacker. Right guard and right tackle, same thing. You've got to dig this dude out and get his feet into the blue. You got to knock him back. And collectively, Ballas, you can see, even included over there with the tight ends and Roman Wilson at the top and Schoonmaker at the very top, we are knocking the entire offensive line, is knocking that entire defensive front of Ohio State into the bottom of the lettering in the end zone here. And Hassan Haskins walks in with ease. Michigan's early in the season, you and I did these film breakdowns. It's like, you know what? This isn't all that great. It's got to get better. And here we are at the end of the season. This is about as good as it gets with knocking dudes back and grinding out touchdowns inside the 5-yard line. Hats off to Sharon Moore and this offensive line for playing nasty football down inside the 5-yard line. We get pushed. Their linebackers have nowhere to go. When your defensive linemen are in your lap, it's demoralizing, and this is a great example of physical football scoring touchdowns inside the 5-yard line.
All right, play 7, 4:39 of the fourth quarter. Ohio State's just cut it to 8, and you've been waiting forever, Skene, for Michigan to end this game with the ball and march down and do it with offense and with the offensive line. These guys stepped up. Watch them fire off the ball on this play.
Ballas, the situation can't be underscored enough. 4:39 in the fourth. It's 35-27. We just got the ball. This is what you've been waiting for a year, to be able to go out and end a football game, and this is how you start the play. This is old school football here for Michigan. We're going to block down with our left tackle and left guard. We're going to combo block the defensive tackle between the two of them to the backside linebacker. Vistardis is going to take care of this nose guard himself. We're going to pull the right guard here, Zinter, to come kick block the near defensive end, and Schoonmaker comes around to take care of this front side linebacker. If you freeze this thing as Haskins gets near the line of scrimmage, Vistardis and Keegan and Hayes have swallowed up and blocked almost the entire defensive front from Ohio State themselves. They have them absolutely swarmed and on the ground. And we have a kick block going on here, and Schoonmaker comes up in here and gets his hands on the inside, Ballas, and squares up this front side linebacker perfectly. And Haskins runs through this arm tackle, and we are off for a huge gain here on 1st and 10. That play right there really just reminded Ohio State, not today. Not today, fellas. We are blocking you and finishing this game right now. Outstanding gap down power football with Haskins running with an intent to win.
Okay, 3:14 of the fourth, and this is, again, firing off the ball and just unbelievable play. Watch Ryan Hayes here. Watch Trevor Keegan with a double knockdown scheme. Just fantastic stuff.
So, Ballas, again, it's power football. We're not pulling anybody here. We're just going to gap. We have gap responsibility. We have some double team action, starting with the near side here with our left tackle and left guard are going to combo block down lineman to linebacker. And when Keegan goes to get this linebacker, who's showing immediately, when Eric All goes in motion here at the snap of the ball, this front side linebacker 22 threatens this gap. So Keegan has to leave to address him. And that leaves Hayes on his own. Hayes has a tough block here, so all you can do here is smash this down all the way into the ground which Hayes does. And then in the process here, notice Keegan gets up to his linebacker, and when this linebacker goes to make a play, number 22 is on the ground, and number 14 is as well. That's a double knockdown for Keegan. And then Vistardis over here is working his tail off as he has all year long, getting up to this other linebacker, and he gets his hands real sticky and strong. Zinter's over here on the right side, getting sticky and strong hands. And now we're into the secondary here, and there's a tussle. There's a moment here where we're going to impose our will even more. We're going to grind you out, and here we go. And even Roman Wilson is down here getting pancake blocks on the pile. Ballas, I can't tell you how sweet this is to watch. This is called imposing your will on a defense who is ready to look for the chicken sandwich and get the hell out of here. They know they have no chance to win this football game because Michigan's offensive line and their tight ends and their slot receivers are blocking dudes into the ground.
This is called riding the horse that got you there. Not the best block play of the day, but watch Hassan Haskins do some work here. Trevor Keegan gets just enough of his guy. There's a huge hole on the left-hand side, and Hassan does the rest.
So, Ballas, pre-snap, Ohio State takes their middle linebacker, number 22, and brings him over to the near side defensive end. What that does, it allows the defensive tackle over Keegan's right shoulder and the defensive end over Hayes' left shoulder to slant inside. And so Keegan has a tough job here because we're pulling Vistardis. The center is pulling. So it's base block left tackle, base block left guard, pull the center around to kick block the inside number or inside armpit of number 22 or whoever the end of line guy is. It doesn't matter. It could be an end or a linebacker. In this case, it's a linebacker. Vistardis gets there and gets just enough of that inside arm to crease this thing through. But a great job here by the left tackle sealing this down. And Keegan is a little bit leaky here and actually gets Schoonmaker is supposed to be the other lead blocker up in here. He gets knocked off because Keegan's defensive tackle gets a little penetration, but this is so well blocked otherwise, and Haskins is running with power as he has all year long, that we make this into a huge play. But the key block here is Vistardis getting out of his stance and getting over here and getting this edge kicked, and the left tackle getting this thing smashed down, and Keegan gets just enough. And then Hassan Haskins is off to the races to do his hurdle routine. And Ballas, I just love the way this game finishes here, the way this play finishes, because number 14 and number 30 for Ohio State, if you watch them in this play, they pull off the gas at about the 15, 20-yard line, and they're just jogging because they know the knife has been sunk into our gut and the game is over. We have no answer. We are going to lose.